About 16% of men in the United States earn over $100,000 a year. Today, we'll be discussing the 5 major temptations of high-performing men. Let's check out today's video. You see, a lot of guys in the private membership community that I have called the Standard. The coolest part is that they come earning a lot, and by being in a brotherhood of great, exceptional men, their lives get better and better and better, and they begin to make more and more money. But what I've realized is that over the years, there are 5 major temptations of hyper successful men. And these temptations are found in personality traits. The first temptation is to become this guy. And I call this guy me, my wife, and I. This is the guy who works hard, he grinds, he levels up, he improves his life, he gets in the best shape possible. And then all of a sudden, he finally meets the woman that he's always wanted. He finally gets that wife who has the body that he likes, the character that he likes, the faith that he likes, and he is that happiest person on the planet. But here's the problem. What you quickly find out that the only reason he was hustling and grinding and pushing himself to the next level was because he was trying to get this girl. And now the moment he got the girl, guess what he stops doing? He stops going to the gym. He stops making more money. He stops putting extra hours in the work. He stops getting around great men. And these guys literally, all they want to do is stay at home, Netflix and chill, be up and under their woman 24/7. And as you guys know, I'm one of the biggest proponents and cheerleaders of marriage. I think marriage is an amazing gift of God. I want every man and woman to experience this. But marriage does not mean prison. And these guys have to realize that your woman fell in love with you because you were driven, because you were ambitious, because you were a go-getter. Find time to invest in being around great men, and what you're gonna see is that it's gonna make a relationship better. Second temptation of high-performing men is to be Johnny Bravo. And a lot of you guys know that very, very funny, borderline Me Too-ish Johnny Bravo cartoon back in the 1990s. And the thing about Johnny Bravo, as you can see from his physique, is that Johnny Bravo is not balanced. Johnny Bravo has an amazing upper body, but he has never done legs a day in his life. And so when I describe the men who are Johnny Bravos, these are the men who literally, when they make money, they're super swole, they look good, but there's nothing else to them. They're in the gym, they're at work, money and muscles, absolutely no substance. And so what happens is that these guys literally, instead of putting more time into growing spiritually, more time into putting it into things that matter, these guys, all they do is spend time in the gym. And I'm all for working out. I'm all for training. I'm all for these things, but goodness gracious, how in the world are you going to spend 6 hours in the gym and 20 minutes on your business and expect to grow? A lot of these guys, you're always spending your money to be able to buy the newest outfit, but are you investing money to go to certain conferences? Are you investing money into actually getting coaching and taking your life to the next level? You see, the Johnny Bravo guy is so obsessed with outward appearance, and this guy struggles internally because he simply thinks, if I can get more muscles, if I can be more jacked, if I can make more money, then people will love me. And that's why one of the things I always tell the guys in the Standard is to do the identity work. I gotta show this to you guys real quick. Get the book if you haven't gotten the book. The link is in the description below. Guys, 6-figure plus excellent strategy, guys, a free gift that I created for you guys. And in this book, it helps men of excellence do the inner identity work so that you don't have to overcompensate with buying the Lamborghini. The third temptation is what I call the lone wolf. And the lone wolf is something I see so often, especially amongst men in the tech community. And so what I've seen with the lone wolf is this guy, he's usually in tech, he's an engineer, and the way he makes money is by staying at home and literally just being online. Though he's making a lot of money because of his tech job, he is so socially inept. his social muscles have atrophied. And so many guys are getting so comfortable literally meeting women online, talking to people online through Reddit and comments, but they never actually go out and socialize. And so to me, one of the biggest things that I see is that when it comes to really big business deals, I'm not talking about $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 salary. I'm talking about business deals where you make that exit and then you literally are able to go ahead and take care of your family for the rest of your life. A lot of the business deals are found through networking. And so if you are a man who is that lone wolf type, you as a man are not meant to be alone. No man is an island. And what you find is that the more you're able to connect with other great men and reject this lone wolf mentality, the more your life becomes greater and greater and greater. And then the fourth temptation is to be the Dan Bilzerians. And so what I realize is when guys start making a little bit of money, now they're like, yo, I want to flex my powers. I want to, as my guy Reggie says, I want to put on my cape. And now what they do, they take their money and they go to the club. They're buying bottles. They're partying. They're doing all these lavish things. And guys, who am I to be a hypocrite? I love going out. I love having a good time. I love turning up with the boys. But you can't do this every single night. And literally, you go to downtown Dallas, down to Miami, you see so many of these Dan Bilzerian type guys. All they do is work, club, work, party, girl to girl to girl to girl. It's like they're Peter Pan living in Pleasure Island. And so, yes, you might have the money. Yes, you might have the 911. But part of becoming a man is realizing and putting away childish ways. And so my biggest thing is for guys is no one's saying not to have fun, but take your money and don't just invest it in the club, invest it in your business, invest it in coaching, invest it in other things that are going to optimize your life. And don't get too lost in the dark sauce. Now that you have money, don't now take your wealth and your money and use it to exploit all these young women who don't know any better. How are you going to ask God to bless you financially? And then the moment God blesses you, you now use that blessing to hurt the lives of other people. Fifth temptation of high-performing men is what I call the Ebenezer Scrooges. This is a guy who is a greedy, stingy guy who has all the money in the world, but he literally has no character. Years ago, a lot of you guys know that there was this whole high value movement. Oh, high value men make this much money and they do this and they do that. And everybody under the sun had a definition for high value. But one of the things you never heard discussed was high character, was being a good person, was having integrity. And so many men think that they're exceptional human beings because they simply make money, but they treat people like crap. You know what happens to men who are Ebenezer Scrooges? These guys die alone. They don't have any family. They don't have any loved ones. They don't have anyone by their side. And so to me, I want men to have families. I want you to have children who love you. I want you guys to have a wife who respects you. But if you literally are going to max out your financial skills and not build up your character, guess what's going to happen? You will never unlock the full potential and be the man that God created you to be. So my desire is that every man is a fully integrated man of excellence. He grows physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, as well as financially. Yes, he loves his wife, but he also has time for other people and he connects with the fellas. Yes, he likes to get in shape, but he also takes care of his mental health and grows spiritually. Yes, he might work from home, but he also has a vibrant social life. Yes, he likes to have a good time, but he doesn't literally lose his soul to the world in the process. And then yes, he has money, but he's also a high character individual. So if you are a man and you can avoid these 5 temptations, literally 6 figures is only the beginning of your journey, and there's so much success to be had.